Living Local Carolina with Katie Turner. Local trends, shopping, dining, and more. This is Living Local Carolina.
Well, this is a really exciting today here on Living Local Carolina. We're using our kitchen set for the first time, and I'm so excited to be joined by Chef Sean Baxter. How are you doing?
I'm excellent. How are you doing today?
We are getting ready to cook, so tell me, what you got going on here? You guys are all about farm to table, right?
Yes, we're as much as possible, and we'll touch base on that. First thing I'm gonna work on is a burrata dish today for you guys, which is a type of fresh mozzarella. Okay, so I have some Bartlett pears here that I put sugar, brown sugar, cane sugar, a touch of cinnamon, and I have them here caramelized in butter.
I wish y'all could smell this right now.
So we have that. I also have some fresh arugula that's grown for us through Myclodon Farms, which is a local farm that we use here. So with that, we also have some red onion, some lemon juice is gonna go into the dish, and some smoked bacon that we acquired from a place in North Carolina.
Beautiful. All right,
Okay.
so do your thing with the burrata.
And so I got fresh arugula, some onions, okay?
Got it.
I'm gonna take my fresh lemon juice here. Remember to squeeze it towards you so that you don't lose your seeds. Okay.
Delicious.
We're gonna have a little salt and pepper.
So this is like an appetizer type situation.
It could be an appetizer. You can always add a protein, chicken.
Okay.
You can add some of our great local shrimp, but we'll get back to that.
All right.
And a little extra virgin olive oil. And basically what I'm doing is I'm gonna mix this into a little vinaigrette right here on the table. Excuse me, get my burrata board here.
Oh,
Second,
we
okay?
have a burrata board.
Yes. So we're gonna put a little of this burrata, this arugula salad right here. Now this is a very rustic dish because it's a rustic cheese, and you'll see when I cut it. And what I mean by that is that there's no set way to actually plate it any particular way that you'd want it to be plated. Once you have this set up, you're gonna wanna take your burrata cheese. And what that is it's fresh mozzarella that has cheese, stracciatella cheese inside and a little cream.
Oh,
Okay. So I'm gonna put 2 pieces on this one, but you can put as much as you want. You can make them as big as you want to make them. Okay. Take a little of our bacon over here. Put it on there.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, you don't have to worry about how it actually falls. It can
It's-
fall any way you
yeah.
want it to.
It's for grazing.
Yes.
This is girl dinner.
I'm gonna put some local pecans on here,
Oh
and
yeah.
they're pretty easy to
Oh
find.
yeah.
I'm gonna I like to use a crouton and give the burrata cheese a little texture. So what I do is I just
Okay.
crush it like that, like so, and put it on there, give it a little
Oh,
texture.
stunning, mate.
Okay, so now we're gonna get to the best part. Well, the second best part, the cheese is the best part.
Yeah.
Now what we have here, and you can see these,
Oh, look at that.
are very caramelized and they taste great. Now you don't want to overcook them, make them soft. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you don't overcook them. You have a really hot pan, add some butter. Exactly. If you don't hear that noise, then you're not doing right. Like I said, you want to get your caramelized pears on there. Now they're a little warm, but they're still firm. And then, there's couple more things we're gonna do. You don't wanna forget to season your cheese, okay?
Yeah.
And now listen, always, doesn't hurt, a little more extra virgin olive oil,
Oh yeah. Liquid gold right there.
okay? And one more thing we're gonna put on there is balsamic glaze, just a little bit,
Oh, you're speaking my language.
okay?
Oh, that's the good stuff.
And right there. And like I said, any way you wanna do it, okay? There
That
you
is
go.
just gorgeous.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
Well, good morning and thanks so much for joining us today again on Living Local Carolina. Today I am joined in studio by Michelle Gerald. How are you doing?
I'm great, thank you.
All right, you are the founder of SIS. What does SIS stand for?
Sisters Inspiring Sisters. We're always looking for volunteers to help. We're always needing funding. If you would like to donate funds, we're always looking for that because a lot of it I do out of pocket. Mm-hmm. A lot of it I do myself. And so if I could mention anything else, it would be that we always need volunteers to help give out the food, to help give out the blankets and those things. We did a back to school drive. I was granted a Small Smiles grant, and they asked me what would I do, and I said with that I wanted to make sure that our children in my neighborhood were able to be children for a day. We had the bouncy house out. We had people to connect with us and just cook food, and we had Sisters United, they donated 100 baggies of school supplies. Brothers United were on the grill. Myrtle Beach, the neighborhood services of Myrtle Beach, they were out there giving out popcorn. The police came by, the fire truck came by, and we had all these games set up for the kids. And I do that every year, back to school drive every year, but this year I was able to, with that grant, make it big. Mm-hmm. So I'm always collecting school supplies. I'm always collecting clothes, just anything that you can think of that someone may need that they don't have. Mm-hmm. I collect, and funding is also a big part because again I do it all out of my pocket. A lot of it I do out of my pocket, so we're always collecting through. If I could say anything, it would be just connect with me if you have anything to donate. Nothing's too small.
All right, how can people get in contact with you?
You can find me on social media on Facebook. Look up SIS and SIS-Sisters Inspiring Sisters. Everything is up there, the new events and any information that you may need. My contact information is all on there. If you would like to email me, that email address is sisinformation2018@gmail.com.
Well, welcome back to Living Local Carolina. Today I'm joined in studio by Becky from the Champion Autism Network. Becky, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Tell me, how did you get involved with CAN in the first place?
I created CAN.
Okay.
So I have a son who's high functioning on the spectrum. We relocated here from the South Jersey area 11 years ago. And there's all these wonderful organizations that support the person with autism, therapies and speech and ABA, but there's nothing for the family. Mm-hmm. And so we started in 2013 with our sensory friendly movies. People came out to them and they were so excited to be somewhere where everybody got it and understood. They asked what else was there. So we took surveys and collected data, and we started a training program for restaurants because that was the number one thing our parents wanted to do. So we started to educate restaurants, and then I was like, okay, if you're gonna, like I said, invite the autism world to come out and play, everybody needs to know how to treat them and what's going on. So the travel initiative started in 2016, and that's when we became a 501c3 and incorporated, and we've just been kind of off and running ever since.
You're really covering all the bases though, from the educational standpoint to actually just providing them something to do. But from your standpoint, what has it felt like being able to actually educate somebody that had no idea what autism was? How does that feel to you as a mom too?
It's really wonderful and refreshing, and it's not embraced by everybody or every business, and that's okay, right? We're just happy that most businesses and people in the community feel it's the right thing to do. Mm-hmm. And really, it's not rocket science. Generally speaking, you just have to kind of lead with love, and like in a restaurant or pretty much anywhere, if you have light switches and a volume control, you're halfway there in supporting people. Then it's just learning tips and tricks about, what to do, how to treat people these autism families in your restaurants or your stores or at your resorts, and what kind of support they might need, and then what to look out for in case there's a runner or an eloper, how to handle that situation.
A little patience goes a long way too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
This segment is sponsored by AIM Acupuncture and Integrative Medicine.
Thanks for joining us today again on Living Local Carolina. I'm back at AIM Acupuncture, and today I'm talking with Chris. Chris, how are you doing?
Doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Terrific.
Let's talk a little bit about what brought you to AIM Acupuncture back in November.
Okay. Well, basically, I realized I had developed a bad case of foot neuropathy. And after a lot of pain and trouble, I decided to seek help, and I saw an ad and I decided to give a call and see what was going on here. And AIM gave me a good evaluation, and they said, let's try this, let's try that. And we started, and 2 months later, here I am, and very satisfied with the results so far.
I'm glad. What were some of the symptoms you were experiencing?
Oh, it feels like you're walking on broken glass. You can't keep your balance. You really can't feel your feet after a while. Yeah. And even when you're laying in bed, I mean, it's painful. You try to move your feet, and you don't know where they're going. And it's a scary thing to happen.
How is it affecting your daily life?
My daily life was almost non-existent at one point because I just couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't move. I couldn't walk.
Gosh. So this has been a pretty life-changing thing to add to your life.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about what the treatments have looked like.
The treatments are basically pretty simple. They're basically acupuncture, and that's pretty much it. I mean, there's a couple of electrodes. They hook you up, and there's some, I don't know, low level, I guess, electric that goes through some of the needles. But it's a relatively simple procedure. It takes longer to set up and take it apart than it does for the actual treatment. The treatment itself lasts about 20-25 minutes. And that's it. I mean, I come in a few times a week. And like I say, at this point, after 2 months, I'm feeling a big difference already.
I'm so glad.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. All right, so how are you feeling now that you've been getting these treatments done for a couple months? What have you been able to get back to?
Well, I could actually get up and walk again.
That is good.
That's a great thing, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's I could get up, I could walk, I could do things that I couldn't do before because I just couldn't move. I couldn't feel my feet. I didn't know where I was standing. So at least now I know what I'm doing and where I'm going, and I still need some more treatment, but at least I've got a pretty good idea of where I'm going now, and looking forward to being how it was before the neuropathy ever set in.
Yeah. I love that AIM also treats you kind of like a member of their family. Everyone is so nice here.
They're great here. I mean, everybody knows you by your first name, and they treat you great, and you get a great greeting as soon as you walk in. Everybody says goodbye when you leave. Maybe they're happy to see you go. I don't know, but
I'm sure they're not happy to see you go. They just want you to feel better.
Yeah, they do. They really do. They're very caring. And Dr. Tanya is great also. I mean, she's, she checks up on you and makes sure that everything is going well. And, I really have no disappointments or nothing negative to say about the treatment here at AIM. I mean, I've been to other places and it's like, okay, fine, you're done, get out, that type of stuff. But here it's like, take your time, take as long as you need, if you need to sit here and relax for a while. And everything's great.
Doesn't get better than that.
No, absolutely not.
All right, for somebody watching right now who's a little skeptical, what would you say to them?
Don't give it a second thought, do it. Because The longer you wait, the worse things are going to get, and coming here to AIM is probably the smartest thing I've done in a long time.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story with me.
You're quite welcome. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Don't forget to like our page on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. How to use the QR code. Just open the camera app on your smartphone, iPad, or tablet. Point your device at the QR code so the QR code appears on your screen. Your device will recognize the QR code and show you a notification. Click that notification and you'll come to our website. Living Local Carolina, weekday mornings at 9:30 on WBTW News 13.